to start this recording off by being as real as I can be. This is the background you're getting, the aesthetically pleasing thing. I know it catches you guys' attention, but I need you guys to be listening as well as using your mind as well as seeing. Maybe we will change the background later or next time when I have the time and the money to do it. But right now, I just want to give you guys the information and see if it resonates with you. That being said, hi, those of you that don't know me already, my name is Lorena. Thank you for coming to my channel, Lorena Aligns. I'm super excited to get started with you guys. I was thinking about it and I was like, all right, what do I want to talk about that's gonna like inform you guys, but I resonate with altogether? And I came up with energy healing because that's where I started. And I know a lot of us want to figure out how to kind of change our mindset and change our energy and change the energy around us. And we're just stuck. We don't know what that looks like. We're stuck in the same cycles. We're stuck in the same being around the same things with environments that haven't changed for us and aren't working in our favor, and we just want things to work in our favor a little bit more. I know a lot of you are out there right now trying to figure out how to get a better job, how to make more money, how to be more successful, how to be good at something, and you just don't know how to get there. And I think it's super important for us to start at the basics before anything else. What I've realized is that as kids, we don't learn the fundamentals a lot of the time, especially kids who grew up in urban areas, kids who grew up with, maybe one parent in the house or not a lot of guidance in the house. It was very hard to dictate where to go or what to do, or even kids who had two parents in the house and the parents weren't even sure how to do life. Because I'm going to be honest with you, once you get older, you start to realize that everyone has always been winging it. And you're like, oh, you don't know how to do it. How do you expect me to know how to do it? Right. Um, which it is what it is. At the end of the day, we can't change the past. We have to learn how to move forward, and make life better for us. So, this episode is going to be about energy work, how energy works, what energy work is, and how to not just manipulate energy into for your own favor, but also how to use energy to heal yourself, how to tap into your inner energy more than anything else. Okay. That being said, let's get into it. Let's go over it. Now, firstly, energy work. Let me explain the fundamentals of this, because the fundamentals and energy work, a lot of people think it's super duper ultra theatrical, and it's not. Energy work is essentially everything. Energy is everything. I am energy. This hand is energy. Literally, if you look, like go down to the fundamentals of energy, it is atoms, it is electrons and neutrons, right? It is movement. Energy is literally everything that you say about it on a basic level, on a scientific level. It's essentially the same thing, right? And learning to manipulate this is just learning to move with your environment, learning to move through your environment, learning how to get yourself into energetic fields that pull you closer to your highest and greatest good. It's learning how to get into energetic fields that pull you closer towards your own success, to your own happiness, to your own peace. And a lot of the energetic work that you think is theatrically magical is actually a lot of your own inner work. And that's what we're going to talk about as we move forward in this conversation and in this video. So firstly, I I do want to say that energy work can be used in many different ways. You've heard of Reiki. You've heard of chakra work. You've probably heard of acupuncture, even. but I like to further it. I like to say energy is more than just those things, right? Energy for those things, I love like the way we talk about it is or the way I've seen people in the spiritual community talk about it is Reiki and chakra meditation and things like that are great basics or basics. They're a great foundation to learn energy work, but modern western spirituality has found ways to take those understandings and make them our own. um, Now I don't agree with like cultural appropriation or anything like that. That's a little bit different. Ethically, if you're using Reiki styles, say that you're using Reiki styles. If you're and make sure that you learn it from actual Reiki masters with actual lineages. Okay. Um, I I am a Reiki 2, not master, and I've learned it from an actual lineage of Reiki masters. Um, so make sure that you're doing things the proper way, the right way, especially when jumping into cultures, just because it's respectful and it's appropriate and it's something that when it comes to energy you don't want on your conscience because that kind of blocks your proper energy, right? That's going to slow you down. If you have things on your conscience that may not be positive for you, you might find yourself being held back and unable to do the healings that you want to do for yourself and for others. So make sure that you're paying attention to the culture of things, but Reiki and things like that are pieces of energy work, but a lot of times, like I said, Western society has taken pieces of that and created their own. And I think the reason for that is because our cultures have grown and because who we are as people have grown, and we're in a more modern world. So things like your traditional Reiki, we can't necessarily do, or we could do, but because our world is a lot more digital, we'll find ourselves doing over Zoom Reiki or something like that, which is much different than in-person Reiki, right? Um, so we have to adapt as we grow, and I think Western society and many other places have learned that Reiki or energy work or different works like Reiki need to be modernized a little bit, and we've modernized it while also mentioning that we do still use pieces of those energy healings. So good foundational start when it comes to energy work are things like acupuncture, Reiki, Chinese medicine, traditional Chinese medicine. Um, there are still so many things that you can learn and a good basis that you can start at when you start with things like that, right? But your body and your mind and your spirit will probably begin to make things their own. And if you go to different Reiki masters, you'll see that different Reiki masters do things differently. There's still a foundation to a lot of classes and courses, but you are going to see that everyone kind of makes it their own. And the reason for that is because your energy is your energy. Who you are as a person is how your healing is going to show itself, right? So if you're more active or more moving or more, or kind of like you like dancing, like you might find that you flow with your energy healing. You might find that you move with your energy healing. If you're more structured or more like in line, like you might find that you have a specific routine that you do every single energy healing that has worked for every client that you've had or worked for yourself. So it's always tailored to you, and that's why I say always see if what fits with you, what feels good to you, what resonates with you. But that is what energy work is. And just to get deeper into like the what it like, not just what it is, but like what it's for. So to start off, energy is like a flow of motion throughout your body. Like I said, energy can be anything. Energy can be your emotions. Energy in motion is emotions for you. Energy can be your physical body because we know that we are made of energy. Even if you go down to the most microscopic part of an atom, It is just little strings of dancing energy scientifically, right? So we are all atoms, right? Meaning we are all energy at the end of the day. So what it means to manipulate energy is to be able to discern and fit into a space that you've been trying to fit into before, which means to get there, you have to move your energy. You have to have energy in motion, which usually starts with who you are as a person, your emotions, and the action that you take upon those emotions. So if you want to be a millionaire, let's just say, right? You need to start with you as a person. What could be blocking you? What what doesn't block millionaires and what is blocking you, right? And knowing that and then feeling what it feels like without those blockages and then taking the action to become the thing. To know that I am going to be this and these are the actions that I need to take to be this, right? Moving your energy, allowing your energy to move forward. But that's what energy work is. It's going inside, figuring out what's going on in here, figuring out what could be blocks to get to the goal that you want to get to reach the goal that's important to you. And the reason this matters is because we want to reach our goals, right? We want to become the richest person in the world. We want to succeed at things. What's important to us, what your dreams are, right? What do you want to be when you grow up? Um, what do you want to be as an adult when you grow up? Because I'm going to be honest with you, you never stop growing. Even when you're 60 years old, you never stop growing, right? We've heard the quotes that people have found their most successful moments at their highest ages sometimes. Oprah started her show. She didn't get that big break until like she was 40, right? So I I say that to say you never stop working with energy and you always are learning how to work with it so that you can reach your highest potential and what's the most important to you. That being said, take me for example, right? I started doing chakra work and meditation work when I was 15 years old. I have always been extremely interested in people, and I've also been extremely interested in the spiritual. But I realized at a young age that the spiritual was a little bit taboo, and I don't think a lot of people would have understood it in the times that I was working with it. So I did a lot of it with myself. Maybe I had some friends that were into it. Maybe I had some family that was into it. But more often than not, society was not going towards spiritual things, it was going towards digital things. I still was very much so interested in human beings, and I was very much so interested in um, the psychology of human beings that I said, okay, well, psychology is very important to me. The way people work, the way they think, what they do, who they are. I liked to learn them. I liked to people watch. I liked to observe. I liked to help. I liked to guide, to teach, and to lead. So I thought, okay, psychology might be the place to go because everyone comes to me for guidance anyway. So over time, I learned about people, I learned about psychology, I learned about psychologists, and studies that social studies and psychological studies that resonated with me. And then I decided, okay, I'm going to go to college for this. And I started to try to go to college for it. Unfortunately, I had my own psychological things that were happening that stopped me, and I was like, okay, this might not be it. Let me get into something else. And then I found myself in sales, which was very interesting, knocking on people's doors. And I learned that I liked to learn how to adapt to different people. It was kind of my favorite thing. It was like, oh, let me see if I could kind of chameleon into this, salesperson who understood and is flexible with everyone she talks to. And I was able to do that. I was able to learn how to do that in my sales positions. I was knocking on doors, and everyone that would come to the door, what I was selling, I would move into who they were as people. I started to see how they stood at the door. If they were a little protective, I would be a little bit more straightforward. If they were a little bit lenient and they wanted to have a conversation, they were my best friends. Like I made sure to find ways to make everyone feel comfortable with my demeanor so that I could speak to them about what I was selling. Because a lot of the time people have up walls, or they want to converse, and there's a lot of things that you want to be able to do as a salesperson to pitch to them. This I figured out as I moved, because mind you, I was still very spiritual, but I was applying to life. Moving through moments like this, I realized that I was manipulating energy. It took me a long time to like connect those things because I still hadn't really come in contact with the words energy work. But I realized I was able to adapt to people and speak to people because I was so good at being a chameleon and turning into a mirror of them, and sitting with them and making them my best friend and talking to them, right? And I realized after a while that I was manipulating energy around me to make things work in my favor. I was becoming the person in front of me. I was leaning in a little bit if they leaned in or if they leaned back. I was putting my arms down if their arms were up to show them I mean no harm. There were a lot of things that I would do within that industry that showed me, once I was outside of that industry, that I was always doing energy work, and I'm sure you are too, right? If you work in customer service and someone comes in and you instantly smile, right? When you see them, "Hi, how are you?" And they most of the time, most of the time they'll smile back. Why? Because that's the normal response. You are changing their energy as they walk in the door. "Hi, how are you? Welcome." And this will make them more open to speaking to you. That's you manipulating energy, right? So I just realized in different little areas of my life, I was changing the energy of the things around me so that they worked in my favor, not even knowing that I was doing it. And now I bet you, if you think about it, if you go back in your head, right, and think about moments where you've greeted someone, or you've smiled at someone, or you've oh, don't get me started with people who are trying to court someone, right? A lot of the time when you're trying to court someone, what are you doing? You are moving with their energy. You are trying to, I don't like to say pick me, but if you use the term pick me's are great energy workers. Now, a lot of people sometimes see into their work, right? They see what they're doing, but pick me's are great energy workers in the sense that they know how to maneuver with the person that they're interested in, so that that person, they might lie about it a little bit, but so that that person likes them more, they're more intrigued by them. That's a lot of the idea of a pick me, is like, oh, they're changing their way to be around this people. They're doing energy work. It might not necessarily always work in their favor, but sometimes it does. In fact, a lot of times it does. So that's what energy work looks like, both on the good side and on the bad side. I know those are both what you can say are kind of manipulative energy, you could say. You could say it's manipulating energy. I don't want to say manipulative. I think it can be to a certain extent, but that is manipulating energy. But to work in a more opportunistic way, or a more positive style, you might find someone um I don't know, you might find someone sitting with, oh, I have it. Sitting with people who may have disabilities. I actually just finished an interview regarding this. Who may have disabilities, who may show themselves as, kind of having a breakdown, right? And a lot of the time uh we'll take someone who may be having a manic breakdown, and they lay on the ground and they're like temper tantruming on the ground a little bit, and they're kind of screaming, and you decide, hey, you know what, I'm gonna get right down there on the ground with them. I'm gonna get down there on the ground with them. I'm gonna do a little bit of screaming too. I'm gonna look at the sky. I'm gonna look back at them, and they're gonna see me, and we're gonna be eye level, and they're gonna see that they're with me and I'm with them in this moment, right? So that they calm down, so that they breathe. Now, I'm not saying this works all the time, but this works a lot of the time for temper tantrums, where you get on their level and you see what they see and you feel what they feel, and you change your energy to match their energy, and they see that, and they get curious by it, and they're wondering what's going on, and it snaps them sometimes out of their tantrum, right? And this is you manipulating energy so that it works in the favor of them or you, right? So there's selfish ways, which I like to say selfful ways instead of selfish ways. And there's selfless ways to manipulate energy so that it works for you, the people around you, to reduce harm, anything in that instance. But that's the movement of energy. That's energy work. Now, intentional energy work is one of my favorite concepts. Intentional energy work is you knowing that you can move, motivate, manipulate, transform, and transmute energy. It's you knowing that you have the capability to do that. And that's by you showing yourself. I I like to say I recommend everyone do their own meditation. I say go on YouTube and bring up any 5-minute meditation, and it'll tell you to think about something. I know some people don't rock with meditation. I know meditation's not easy for everyone, but go on YouTube, try a 5-minute guided meditation. And I say that to say a meditation that tells you what to imagine. And I want you to listen and do the things that that meditation guide tells you to do. And I want you to come out of that meditation. And I want you to, I call it tapping in. I want you to tap into your body. And when you're doing this, right, while you're doing your meditation, I want you to listen, pay attention, and follow each step. When you come out of that, I want you to tap into your body and see how you feel. What is a thought that came up? Okay? Because in this moment, what we're doing and what you're going to be doing is you're going to be intentionally controlling your energy. When you do a meditation, you are intentionally focusing on what that meditation is for. So if it's to be happy, you're changing your energy to be happy by following the steps. Okay? Because again, emotions are energy in motion, right? So you're changing your energy to follow the steps to be happy. Okay? And then there is or to be any other thing, to be successful. You are usually with meditations, you are changing your energy, you are transmuting your energy, you are putting an intention into your energy to become that end goal, right? And so I want you guys to do this with me. I want you to go and find any meditation that you can think of, something that you really want to reach, right? And I want you to do that meditation once a week at any point. Just put it on your calendar. Every Monday, I'm going to do a meditation to be happier. And I want you to watch yourself follow that 5-minute meditation every Monday for happier moments. And I want you to consistently do it for 4 weeks, 4 to 6. Just do it. I'm not saying you have to do it. I'm saying if you do it, I want you to tell me how you are on that first week compared to that 6th week. Has your mindset changed about anything? Has your mood changed about anything? Right? Now, these are small incremental steps. There are bigger steps that make more significant change, but I want you to see how energy works and how you can change it even in the smallest ways, how you can make things happen even in the smallest ways. Changing energy and the reason why it's so important to me is it's it's incredibly important, not just to me, but it's incredibly important for this planet. It's incredibly important for human beings to be happy here. And I think the one thing I have noticed is that we have taken all of the energy that is challenging, and I hate using this word, but negative, and we've locked it up within us. We repress our memories. We repress challenging energy. We avoid it. We close it down so that we don't reach it and we don't notice it. And that is how we become these surface level human beings that don't necessarily want to go into their depth, because going into their depth and into all that energy that we've locked up means bringing up all these things that we never learned and don't know how to handle. And this is why I ask you, do this meditation, do a meditation, any kind of meditation for the next 4 to 6 weeks, and watch some things come up incrementally that you can understand and realize, oh, maybe that is an energy that has blocked me from reaching the goal that I want to reach. Now, I have to tell you guys, this is the beginning of me recording. Okay. I think it's going to further itself. I think it's going to be better eventually. I believe through my energy work that the energy that I'm going to start putting into this, to YouTube, to you guys, to podcasts, is going to evolve into something beautiful. But I wanted to start here. I wanted to show you what's super duper ultra important to me and what I'm doing at the basis of everything that I do, which is energy work. I am always trying to heal energy for my favor and for others. And I would love for you guys to become a part of this with me. I want you to be able to think for yourself, to be able to heal yourself, to be able to get to the goals that are so important to you. I have been able to do this for my life coach clients that I have. I have been able to do this for my tarot reading and divination clients that I have. And I think it is super important that if you understand the basis of what energy is, you will understand the basics on how to start working on it. I would love for you guys to start with any kind of meditation. I recommend just putting in 5-minute guided meditation. There are a few, and I might even link one that I really love at the bottom of this YouTube video. I ask that you guys hang out, that you subscribe, that you like, that you share if you so want to, if you find yourself wanting to. But I appreciate you guys watching and hanging out. And I know the recording is probably a little bit right now, but that's just because we're getting started. I'm so excited to see where it goes. I know this isn't going to be perfect, but this is how you start the energy. So, and I know this energy never starts perfectly. So thank you, those of you that have followed me already. Thank you, those of you that have subscribed and that are hanging out. I am super excited to see where this goes. I love you guys so, so damn much. And make sure that you're always doing the work, okay? Mwah. See y'all later. See y'all next time. I think our next video is probably going to be, huh, I don't know, but stay tuned. I'm super excited to see what I have to talk about next. All right, guys, sending you love and light. Bye.